I'm Barry Banther, author of A Leader's Gift, How to Earn the Right to be Followed. It's been said that discovery consists of looking at what everyone else is looking at, but seeing what no one else sees. Can you do that with your employees? Can you just look at them and tell, these are the talented ones, and these are the ones who'll make it, and these are the ones who won't? You know, your most valuable asset gets in a car and goes home every night. You know that if you lose that employee and you've got to replace them, that costs hard cash dollars out the door. And that's one of the significant things about the 5 gifts that you'll discover at aleadersgift.com. If you become the kind of leader who's giving these gifts, then you don't have to worry about discovering talent, because that's not possible. But you will be developing talent, and that's the key. For example, when you practice openness with an associate, you're going to begin to know where their strengths lie, and you can begin to direct them rather than make assignments that they couldn't possibly do. As you listen to them, you'll know the things that are their fears, the things that are holding them back. You'll know where you can provide the training that they need. As you encourage and show appreciation, you help the team coalesce together. And then another amazing thing happens. When you're pouring yourself into your team like this, when you're helping to develop them, those team members who really don't have the talent for this job, good people, wrong fit for the job, they'll self-select. They'll realize that they're not advancing because you're not giving them the opportunity. You're pouring yourself into them. They're not advancing because it's the wrong fit for them. Sometimes I'll have a leader say to me, Barry, I don't want to practice these skills because I'm going to be too close to my employees. How would I discipline them? How could I possibly dismiss them? Now think about that for a moment. Do you want to bet your whole leadership career on having room to discipline and dismiss people? Of course not. The opposite is true. The more you invest in your team, the more you give these gifts to your team, the more you're going to be able to help avoid having to dismiss them, or help discover early on the ones who are the wrong fit. And you're going to minimize your hard cost out the door for turnover that can become a significant problem with any organization. One of my clients is a company called the McNichols Company. Scott McNichols is the 3rd generation. His grandfather founded the business, his father built it, and Scott's been leading the business for several years as their CEO. They're the nation's largest distributor of metal products with holes in them, like wire mesh and perforated metal. Recently, they had a development program that was put in place to really help all of the leaders understand the 6 pillars that are critical for success in the company. And when the manager of learning and development was deciding how are we going to roll this out, Scott McNichols, the president, raised his hand and said, let me do it. Let me be the example. Let me teach this. Let me do the training. That's an example of what I'm talking about. When you as a leader make the choice to invest yourself, first to become a role model, and then secondly to practice these 5 gifts, you're now developing talent, and what you're discovering is who's not the right fit. And so that becomes a much better way to put your team together. Yes, discovery does consist of seeing what no one else sees, but in order to see it clearly, you got to make the investment. You've got to step up and realize that it's not just the bottom line I look at, but it's the people part. And as I look at both of these, now I'm able to create the kind of team that will outperform my competitor every single time. Go to aleadersgift.com. We have tools there for you to use on helping to develop your team, and at the same time doing it in a way that allows those who aren't the right fit to know it, and it means the bottom line gets met. It's getting to the place where you want it to be. Leadership isn't something you do, it's someone you become. That takes time, and as you do that, you begin to see the kind of team that will achieve your goal, and most importantly, the goal of you becoming the lasting leader that you really want to be.